it's Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. I know I might look a little bit different than I normally do when I first start off these videos. I'm actually filming a foundation wear test, so stay tuned for that. But today we are actually going to be trying out the new Physicians Formula Casey palette. I am so excited for this palette. As you guys know, like I talked about in my first video, I love Casey Holmes. So I am just really excited to dig right into this palette and get started. So the first thing I'm going to start off with in this palette is going to be the bronzer. Now they use the deeper shade of the butter bronzer in this palette, so I'm just going to dip right into that and start blending that into my cheeks. I think it's sort of funny, the first time I heard about this palette, I was so excited and I like rushed to every Ulta store that was near me and I looked for it and I couldn't find it, and then I just continuously checked up on the Physicians Formula page and also the Ulta page because I really wanted to get my hands on this set. And one day I just had a dream about it and I woke up that next morning at like 7 a.m. and checked the Physicians Formula page. It wasn't there, so I was like, maybe I was just having a weird dream. So then I checked the Ulta page and it was there, and I immediately made sure to get it because I didn't know if it was going to sell out or not. I actually don't know if it's sold out again in Ulta or if it's still stocked there. So I normally use my butter bronzer. I don't use this dark of a shade, but I was excited to see what this color was going to look like because I've heard the undertone is a little bit better than the normal shade that I use. And it looks really, really pretty so far. I'm just blending all of that out. I'm blending it a bit up onto my cheeks as well, just to give me a little bit more color. But I was also really excited to use this darker bronzer because with the foundation that I used today and that I'm doing a wear test on, it is way too light for me. So I definitely wanted to make sure to warm up my face a little bit today. And I'm also going to be going for a very full coverage glam look today. All right, next we're gonna move on to blush, and we're gonna use the shade Copacabana. Now this is a bit dark. When I swatched it, it was very pigmented, so I'm just gonna tap this really lightly on my cheeks. But it is very beautiful because it has sort of a little glow in it. Just gonna use a little bit more. I'm making sure to use a very light hand with this color just because I am a lot paler, so I don't want this color to seem too dark on me. But I would recommend this palette for really anyone. I mean, I feel like the eye colors are very universal for a lot of different skin tones. And then the bronzer, of course, you could use as an eye color, but the bronzer is good, or is really good for, I'd say, light to medium skin tones. The blush would be very good also for light to medium skin tones. And then the highlighter I would also recommend, not super light, but like not fair skin tones, but definitely medium skin tones. But you could also use all of these colors for eye colors. I really love the formula of all of these. When I was swatching them earlier today, they just feel so buttery and amazing. I mean, like you would hope it would because it's a butter bronzer. They just felt so incredible and creamy and luxurious. And it is like, it's a good price for this palette too. This palette was $19.99. And I'm just gonna go on in with that highlighter. Oh wow, that is so pretty. Now this highlighter does have little chunks of glitter in it, but it's not really a glowy one. It's more glittery, which I still love. Highlighters are amazing, and I love all of them. So I'm just putting this on the top of my cheek and then bringing that up to under my brow bone as well. God, that is such a pretty color. I'm also gonna put this on my Cupid's bow and the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose. Now we are going to get into the eyeshadow portion, and I'm super excited for this just because it has very wearable colors, but she also put a green in here, and I just think they're so pretty. These colors are very pigmented, especially the green. Like if you go in with a harder hand, it can be really pigmented, but it can also be pretty light and natural, which I really like because you wouldn't think that this color in the palette when you look at it is a super natural color. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go in with that first lighter color. Now the first two shades in this palette are limited edition, as well as the highlighter, that's a limited edition as well, but these first two are limited edition. And then this lip stain that we will be going in with later is also limited edition. So I'm going with that lighter shade, and I'm just gonna dust that all over my entire lid. I can have a nice base to blend on. And then I'm gonna go on with the next lightest shade. So the first shade I used was Do Not Disturb, and now I'm going in with the color No Filter. And from the videos that I've watched, this is very pigmented, so I would just make sure to go in with a, oh wow, that is so pigmented. Definitely go in with a light hand. Wow, this is insanely pigmented, guys. Just tap the excess off of my brush, and now I'm just going to drag this into my crease with what is on my lid right now. These blend out so easily. These are so nice, guys. This color is really, really pretty too. So I'm just gonna blend this all in. I'm gonna bring it out in V motions to elongate my eyes. Wow, that color is so pretty, guys. It is so pigmented too. So I'm just gonna tap it in lightly, my brush, and go in with the other eye. One thing I do have to say is this packet is, like, the whole palette is really big and bulky, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I understand why it's this big and bulky because they do have a perfume in this, and they have to make the box pretty wide so it can fit the little perfume body spray. So I'm not gonna complain too much about it. I don't think it would necessarily be that good for travel, which sort of stinks because, like, I would definitely use this palette as like my everyday makeup look. I mean, that's what Casey was going for when she first made this palette, was she wanted it to be an easy everyday makeup look for anyone, which it really is. Like, she has very blendable shades in here, and it would be good for a lot of different skin tones again. So now that that is all blended out, oh, by the way, I was using just a normal blender brush. I am going to now go in with another blending brush, but it's a little bit more densely packed, and I'm gonna go in with the next darker shade. The next shade is called Tropic Like It's Hot. These names are so cute. I'm just gonna pack this into my outer corner. And again, these are very, very, very pigmented. So definitely go in with a light hand. But they're really easy to blend too, guys. Like, these are so nice. So I'm putting this in the outer corner. And then I'm gonna blend that in the crease just a little bit to deepen up my crease and give my eyes more dimension. Also, one thing I do want to point out is that there hasn't been any fallout in this palette yet. Like, there's a little bit of kickback and dust in the actual palette itself, but when I'm applying this on my eyes, there's no kickback whatsoever, or no fallout whatsoever. And I really want to go in with this green color today, so I feel like I might pop that under my eyes on my lower lash line. So I'm gonna use a dense lower lash brush and just put that on my lower lid or under my eye. This green color is a lot nicer because it's more buildable, which is nice with a really bright color like this. It's very, very buildable. All right, so now I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit under my eye, so it's not as harsh. But this color, this green, guys, it's so pretty. I love this forest green. I've never used a green eyeshadow before, but I feel like it's just so pretty. Now I'm gonna use a flat face brush, and I'm actually gonna dip into that highlighter color and put that over my lid so I can tie in the highlighter with the eye look and make it pop. I'm just putting that over the center of my lid, really. That is so pigmented and pretty, guys. All right, so now that that highlighter is there, I'm gonna go back in with my first brush that I used and just make sure everything is blended again. But guys, that is such a pretty eye look. I think that's so pretty. I'm actually gonna go in with a Clinique, just black, normal eyeliner. I'm sorry, I have to hold up mirror to my face. I'm not gonna wing it out today. I'm just gonna put a thin line on my eyelid. This eyeliner is really nice. This is also the first time I'm using this eyeliner. It's not as black and pigmented as I would like it to be, but it's still really nice. I love these kinds of tips, the felt tips. I just think they're so easy to use. All right, so now that that eyeliner is on, that is everything in the palette, so I'm just going to quickly do my brow. All right, so I'm gonna use a new eyebrow pencil today, and that is the Revlon Color Stay in the shade Light Brown. Let me know if you have used this Casey palette, or this palette, and if you have, what do you guys think of it? I personally love it. So far, I'm not the biggest fan of this eyebrow pencil. I feel like it's not very sharp. It's sort of dull, so I can't get the really sharp lines that I'm used to in my other brow pencils. Do you guys like to use brow pencils or pomades? I used to use pomades a lot, but I sort of just stopped using them. Now I'm just gonna go on with my Gimme Brow in the shade 3. All right, and I'm gonna move on and do my other brow and actually my eyelashes off camera, and then I will come right back for the lip color. All right, guys, so I finished my brows and I finished my mascara. I just used the Tarte Man-Eater mascara. I love it so much. It's such a great mascara. All right, guys, so I am done with my mascara and eyebrows, and now we are going to move on to the lip color. The lip color we're going to go on and use today is the one that was in the Physicians Formula Butter Collection with Casey Holmes, and it is in the shade Pop the Bubbly. Now, this is also a limited edition, and it is such a pretty color. It's almost like a rose gold coppery tone. This is really buttery, and it smells really good too. All right, so I don't think this one would last very long if you were going to eat in it, but it's a really nice like lip gloss kind of color. And it's really moisturized, like a tinted chapstick. I really like it. I think it's really pretty, and it's really moisturizing too. It feels great. Tastes good too. Tastes sort of tropical like summer. Alright guys, so this was the finished look. I definitely would recommend buying the Physicians Formula Butter Collection with Casey Holmes. I think it was such a great collection. It was really easy to blend out and the smell wasn't too great. It was supposed to smell like the actual butter bronzers, I think, but the only one that actually smelled like that was the actual bronzer. But other than the smell and how bulky the big package is, I really, really like this palette. I love the colors and how easy and blendable they were. The lip stain is, or the lip tint sort of lip gloss is really, really nice. And then the Butter Paradise scent smells so, so good. And to think that this was all $20 and I believe it was valued at $70 for everything that was in this palette. So that's really a great deal and I think it was just such a great palette. So if you're interested, I would definitely recommend getting it before it runs out again. It is available on Ulta.com and Physician Formula's website, and it should be in most Ulta stores right now as well. So if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see more of my content. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.